Hello everyone, I've been streaming for over a month, but maybe because I'm using AI to read out English, I didn't give my name. And I hadn't thought of a name to put my name on. I would like to decide on a name in the near future. This time, it may not be of interest to the majority of you, but I would like to tell you about the escalating conflict between the Chinese Communist Party and Islam. Many Muslims gathered in front of a mosque in Yunnan province after rumors of it being destroyed by the Chinese Communist Party. A large number of police were also mobilized, and it seems that the situation has become a touch-and-go situation. In China, when a large number of people gather, the police are always mobilized in large numbers and are vigilant. This mosque has a large mosque built in the late 14th century, during the Ming dynasty of China. It is a huge mosque that seems to have historical value from about 600 years ago. And it seems that this mosque might be destroyed, and Muslims and the police got together, or it seems that it was an immediate reaction. Uyghurs are famous when it comes to Muslims in China, but in fact there are many Muslims in China other than the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. And there are many mosques. The Chinese Communist Party is very wary of Muslims. It is not limited to Islam, but it is a problem that God's authority exceeds that of the Chinese Communist Party. So people of faith are a kind of threat. In particular, Muslims gather regularly to worship, so there are horizontal connections, and when we look at examples in other countries, Muslims help each other across borders. The phrase helping each other sounds nice, but since other Muslims go beyond their borders to help the persecuted Muslims, it is a great threat for the Chinese Communist Party to unite with Muslims. I am very afraid that this regime will occur within China. The Chinese Communist Party has exchanges with the Taliban because the Taliban exchanged promises not to support Muslims in China, and China is said to support the Taliban economically. While conducting such diplomacy, the CCP continues to restrict and monitor Muslims' activities in China. There are foreign groups that monitor the activities of the Chinese Communist Party. As one example, a Christian group working in Australia is using satellite images to observe what happens to mosques in China. According to their report, which was announced in September 2020 and is a little old, they have released information that more than 500 mosques in the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region have been destroyed. As I mentioned earlier, there are mosques outside of the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Those mosques are also being destroyed or renovated into Chinese-style buildings. It seems that Muslims have gathered and the police have also gathered, saying that the huge mosque with history that I first reported this time may be destroyed or renovated. Does the Chinese Communist Party realize that if it continues this kind of repression, it will eventually strangle itself? Diplomacy is the same. It continues to use coercive attitudes toward other countries, applying military and economic pressure. I think it works in the short term, but I don't think about the feelings of the countries under pressure. Even if we have exchanges with China superficially and in the short term, we believe that dependence on China will not lead to good results. As time goes on, we will move away from China. That's exactly what Italy did. I will introduce the movement of Italy against China in another video. I believe that the Chinese Communist Party's attitude toward Muslims will be as I explained earlier. Although there is pressure on Muslims within China, Islam itself is not aggressive towards China. Of course, some Muslims hate China. However, if the Chinese Communist Party continues this oppression, it is possible that all Muslims will target the Chinese Communist Party. The Taliban are friendly because they have exchanges, but the Islamic State is hostile to the Chinese. They are already conducting terrorist activities targeting Chinese people, but they are not yet active in China. Terrorism and violent activities will never be tolerated. However, as long as the Chinese Communist Party continues its violent activities against Muslims, it is not strange that terrorism will be triggered. The crackdown will continue until terrorist activity occurs inside China. I don't know when, but I believe that in the near future there will be a clear conflict between the Chinese Communist Party and Islam. I don't know if it's related, but there was an explosion at a police facility. The location happened in a provincial city in Hubei province. Images of the explosion have been leaked on the internet, and I have confirmed it, but my impression is that small explosions occurred intermittently. Similarly, according to information on the internet, a large amount of firecrackers, which are legal in China, are being kept in police facilities, and it is said that the firecrackers caught fire for some reason. At least 6 people are reported to have been killed or missing. Some say it was an accident, but others say it was a terrorist attack. There is information control in China, and the truth of the information that is announced is unknown, so it is up to you what you think. That's all for now. See you next time.